Hi, this is Tracy. Thanks so much for joining. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. I want to tell you something I've been thinking about for a long time. And I want to tell you straight without preamble. Of all the human senses, olfactory memory is the last to deteriorate in dementia. When language is gone and recognition is gone, and the ability to know what day it is or navigate a familiar room or hold a conversation, when all of that has been lost, the olfactory system often remains. Clinical research has documented patients in advanced dementia showing measurable emotional and cognitive responses to specific fragrances when they show no response to visual or auditory stimuli. A fragrance, a particular fragrance connected to a particular person or a particular time, can reach through the loss of nearly everything else and find something still present, still there. It is the most durable form of memory in the human brain. The olfactory system's direct connection to the hippocampus and the amygdala, bypassing the thalamus, projecting straight to the emotional and memory centers, gives it a different and more persistent relationship with autobiographical memory than any other sense. We don't completely understand why it's so durable. We know that it is. The bottle, it's not a decorative object. None of the bottles on your shelf are decorative objects. The Proust phenomenon is real. The involuntary autobiographical memory triggered by a smell is neurologically distinct from deliberate recall. It arrives without warning. It arrives with a specificity and an emotional force that other modes of memory don't typically produce. The summer in your grandmother's house, the person you were in love with at 23, the quality of a specific afternoon that you've not consciously thought about in 15 years. Smell doesn't access the memory. It reinstates it. There is a difference. The documented phenomenon in palliative and dementia care is that people approaching the end of life or in the later stages of cognitive decline will request specific fragrances. Not typically the fragrances they were wearing most recently, but the fragrances connected to the people they loved. The fragrance that was on the pillow of someone they lost. The fragrance they wore on the most important day of their lives. The neurological pathway to those moments stays open long after other pathways have closed. Youth Jew appears in the clinical literature by name as one of the most reliable olfactory memory triggers in elderly American patients. Shalimar has been documented in similar contexts in European care settings. These are not perfume brands in those rooms. They are, for specific people, the smell of someone irreplaceable. A smell that means, I was loved. I was here. Someone I loved was here with me. The bottles on your shelf are accumulating memories right now. Every time you wear a fragrance, you associate it with whatever that day was, the texture of the morning, the mood, the person you were near, the quality of the particular light. The fragrance is not recording this deliberately. You're not choosing to make memories, but the olfactory system is doing its work, binding the smell to the moment, filing it somewhere durable. I want to tell you why I started this series. I started it because I love fragrance and find its history and science and economics genuinely fascinating, and because I thought there were things worth saying directly that the fragrance world tends to talk around. That's the honest answer. But I also started it because of the last smell research. Because of this understanding that what we choose to wear, to give each other, to fill our rooms with, is not a trivial cultural practice. It is, in a deep neurological sense, the most durable thing we do with our days. More durable than photographs, more durable than objects, more durable, as it turns out, than language itself. The bottles on your shelf are not perfume. They are a record of your life as you've chosen to live it, of who you were on the mornings you reached for this one or that one, of the people you associate with specific smells, of what mattered at the cellular level when it mattered. Use them, not carefully, not saving them for an occasion worthy enough. The occasion is the morning you wake up, and it's there, and you could be wearing it. The last thing your brain holds onto is the smell of someone you loved. Make sure there are smells worth holding.